on before I go.
Welcome.
Are we on?
Okay.
Are we on? Welcome. Up, up.
Our mics are not on.
Is this better? Welcome. Please take your seat and we'll get started. It's not?
Testing.
Now you're on.
Sorry, guys.
I had to turn her on.
Okay.
We've been working together a long time.
Welcome to the 4th annual Bayou Startup Showcase. I'm Kelly McCormick, the Managing Director of Red Labs, the University of Houston Startup Accelerator, and I'm joined today by Carrie Smith, the Managing Director of OwlSpark, the Startup Accelerator at Rice University. Today, we're excited to showcase the 13 startup teams from Class 5 of Red Labs and OwlSpark. Founders will be pitching their companies, and then immediately following the pitches, you'll have the chance to meet the founders and explore ways to support them and their startups. I also want to mention that we do have a live stream available for this event at live.bayoustartupshowcase.com. Through that link, people around the world can be a part of this event. People like Hassam Benahi, the founder of Red Labs and Rice lecturer, who is catching the show right now from a chateau in the south of France. People like Carrie's daughter, Lauren, who's sitting in her Park Avenue office overlooking the New York skyline. Lauren suggested we take a virtual tequila shot with her before our remarks. We sadly had to decline. Sorry, Lauren. Nevertheless, welcome to the show. We also have a Bayou Startup Showcase Snapchat filter for any of you who are feeling particularly Snapchatty. And to be inclusive of all social media, if you use Twitter or Instagram, please use our hashtag #BayouStartupSummer to share your photos and remarks. And we are actually going to kick off the photo sharing really quickly with our own selfie with the crowd.
Wait. Oh, what? You were supposed to cue up.
Probably.
Wait.
All right.
Oh, it's the wrong way.
All right, everybody
Ready?
smile.
Disruption.
Innovation.
Innovation.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Yay.
Thank you guys for being part of that. Before we start, we want to thank TMCX for allowing us to use this incredible space for this event, and for supporting our pitch practices in the weeks leading up to BSS. For the majority of our summer, though, our 5th class of founders worked out of the Design Hive, a new creative co-working space in downtown Houston. The concept of the Design Hive is what drew us to the location. Brookfield Properties supported the creation of 4 spaces designed by 4 different architecture firms who were charged with creating office spaces of the future. We landed in the Ziegler Cooper suite because of its fun, distinctive, and inspiring appeal that made it the perfect backdrop for our founders this summer. Creative furniture rounded out the space thanks to the generous support of Jay Tyler. And all the details were pulled together by JLL and Bubba Harkins, who moved us through the leasing process despite the logistical turmoil we caused him. Bubba, free beer is here and you definitely deserve it. We were so grateful to not only offer the unique space to founders, but also offer them the opportunity to be a part of the downtown and midtown community. Our building at 1600 Smith Street is an iconic part of the Houston skyline and gave founders easy access to important resources like Station Houston, a startup and innovation hub where the founders made their first community appearance earlier this summer, TXRS, a unique makerspace where teams built prototypes and met other makers, the Houston Technology Center, Houston's first technology incubator where teams learned valuable startup lessons, Minute Maid Park, where founders first met each other at the pre-summer icebreaker, and where, as a native Clevelander, I was very happy for the founders to witness the Cleveland Indians demolishing the Houston Astros. Houston is a great city, but Cleveland sports are life. Roll Tide. Also, we were close to cultural attractions like the Bucket List Wall and the Global Angel Wings Project, which founders enjoyed discovering during the annual scavenger hunts. And of course, the Midtown and downtown watering holes like Christian's Tailgate and Conservatory.
For first-timers to this event, like Paul Lachalai from Lamar University, Garrett Marek, and apparently the whole Sheila Mayfield family here, welcome. You're in for a treat today. Oh, and where's Teresa Bukovicki? Teresa Bukovicki. Teresa, we want to give you a big shout out for following us on social media this summer. Teresa not only liked just one or two of our posts, but she liked every one of our social media posts all summer long. She is our biggest fan, and we thank you very much for doing that. For 3 months over the last 5 summers, we have introduced teams of entrepreneurs to a curriculum built around leadership, mentorship, and education. And we connect them with business leaders and other entrepreneurs in the community who help advise them and guide them over the course of the summer. Today's event is a culmination of that hard work and the community that supports them in that process. We've done this event now for the last 5 years and together have trained 10 cohorts of startups. And as some of you know, training entrepreneurs is never an easy task. So as Kelly and I took time to reflect on the last 5 years of combined metrics, we are damn proud to say that we survived the training of over 200 entrepreneurs. Today is also Startup Across America Day, where communities around the country are hosting similar events to raise awareness around the importance of startup communities and innovation ecosystems. We have noticed a rise, we've seen a sharp rise actually, in the awareness of these ecosystems, including in our city where leaders are developing strategies for developing ways in which to raise Houston's profile as a tech innovation hub. Earlier this year, two Houston groups completed studies in which they benchmarked best practices and models of other communities that could be adapted to fit our own culture. The Greater Houston Partnership, in conjunction with Accenture, and the Technology and Innovation Task Force created by the Mayor's Office, spent nearly a year developing a set of recommendations that will position Houston as a hub for innovation. The recommendations of both groups were varied, but common themes emerged that in order for ecosystems to be successful, they must include things like growing a skilled and technical talent pool, building entrepreneurial density, fostering an inclusive and entrepreneurial culture, and creating innovation districts and access to smart capital.
So many people, organizations, and community programs have been instrumental in supporting these key recommendations. We try to do our part as well, because we know that future generations of Houston will be a necessary piece of the ecosystem as we advance these initiatives. And in the words of another famous Houston, Whitney, that we believe that the children are our future, teach them well, and let them lead the way.
Ba-dum-bum.
And although we can't honestly call our founders college students, or founders or college students, children, it is the intention of the universities to encourage and support an engaged and talented group of individuals who are excited about being a part of Houston's future, and who are able to meaningfully contribute to the building of the Houston ecosystem in the following ways. First, talent. With UH and Rice being 2 of the top 5 universities in Texas, we aim to provide an We've also seen our cohorts remain a tight-knit, collaborative community with their fellow founders, mentors, and the rest of the ecosystem. And with those collaborations and partnerships, we try to help build that density that is integral to a startup community. The ability to remain engaged with the community is a direct correlation to the acceptance and willingness of this community to partner with us. We're grateful for the valuable relationships with organizations like Station, HTC, TXRX, and TFCX that have designed space for Houston entrepreneurs to share knowledge and, as JR, the managing director of Station Houston, would say, create those random collisions that are so valuable for founders. We're also appreciative of our dedicated mentors who generously donate their time to our founders and their startups and make our teams feel welcome and comfortable in this community. We're lucky to have help from many of you and others with early curriculum as speakers and interactive mentors, advisors who keep founders accountable to milestones, and others who provide office hours and pitch practice assistance. And finally, we're grateful for the engagement with the creative community. We added an element to our program last year to engage designers in the slide deck creation process. And we repeated it again this year with great success. Dave Hess and Teray Jones are here with us today, and I want you both to know what an incredible help you were to us. We're thrilled about the slides, and because we consider anybody who would stay past midnight with us on a Sunday, helping our founders, a part of the family, we want to welcome you to the OwlSpark family. By partnering with both new and established members in spaces and peace and community, and encouraging collaboration between our cohorts, we've tried to create that density that we hope our founders will carry with them.
The third recommendation that came from the study includes the need to foster an entrepreneurial and inclusive culture, one that values its founders and can drive sustainable growth. Through programs like this, we foster an open and inclusive culture where founders encourage, support, advocate, and do the heavy lifting for one another. We empower them to take risks, and we embrace their successes and failures. And we accept failure as part of the learning process, and we encourage them to share their challenges with us without fear of recourse or judgment. Fourth recommendation that came out was the creation of necessary innovation districts. These districts are a place where talent, institutions, organization, and networks can align and, most importantly, coexist within a city. It's a place where people can convene. Our innovation just happened to be 37 floors up in that building right there that you see on 1600 Smith. But the purpose of these innovation districts is to serve as a highly networked system designed to accelerate growth across all industry sectors. In most cases, these ecosystems include the contributions of universities and organizations like the ones that you will see represented here today. Which brings us to why we're here today. I see you yawning back there, by the way. We're going to fix that. We are here to feature and celebrate Houston's entrepreneurial assets, its thriving progress, and its strength and innovation. In just a minute, you will hear from Houston's newest startups and how they will build upon these community assets that Kelly and I just enumerated. You'll hear about their hard work, their promising ideas, the challenges they faced in some cases, and how you can help. It's never easy being the first guy out, but Tejas Main graciously accepted his assigned order. Please help me in welcoming an awesome welcome to our co-founder from the first team at OwlSpark from OwlSpark, Tejas Main.
John Brown is a sailor who enjoys going on week-long journeys with his wife and kids. Once, his desalination unit stalled, causing him to rush ashore. A two-day journey without water on board. Traditionally, we look for water on the surface and below it. Using fresh water, Land-based freshwater sources puts geographical constraints on the availability of drinking water. However, there's a ubiquitous source of fresh water that is accessible to us everywhere. The 3,100 cubic miles of water in the atmosphere. I'm Tejas Main, and we're at OwlSpark. We've developed a scalable solution that extracts water out of the air using our patent-pending electrocondensation technology. Compared to the energy requirements of conventional condensation, our technology is 6 times more efficient at producing water. We plan to integrate this technology into our first product, Element, a device that will produce 100 gallons per day. Unlike desalinators, which require to be installed or are prone to constant breakdown, our device is portable, requiring a simple plug-in to an electricity source, and pulls only pure water out of the air. We provide clean drinking water with no pollutants, no contaminants, and no insulation. Traditionally, these travelers use desalination units or bottled water. Element is both space efficient and more reliable than either solution. Additionally, the water from Element has a clean and refreshing taste, giving satisfaction, unlike other desalinators installed on boats. We know that 50% of marine equipment sold are done at boat and trade shows, which is why we plan to go to the market's biggest trade shows, the Marine Equipment Trade Show and the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. Throughout this process, we will engage with our customers through online forums and local meetups. Additionally, we will open an online platform that will allow us to sell our units directly to our customers. We know that the sailing community is tight-knit, which is why we will also offer a referral program to grow our customer base and provide additional support to them throughout the process. Right now, we have a prototype that produces 1 gallon of water per day. Our next milestone as a team is to scale that up and field test our manufacturable prototype by the first quarter of 2018. Clean water is a global issue, and we have a global team tackling it. OwlSpark's diverse and focused team consists of chemical engineers, a mechanical engineer, a computer scientist, and an MBA. And together, with our diverse experiences, we were able to create a great product and find the right market to pursue. After optimizing our technology in the sailing market, we plan to expand to RV owners, ranch owners, and other markets where we can serve a much greater purpose. I started OwlSpark to help people in my family who grew up in environments where access to clean drinking water was a daily challenge, which is why 1% of our revenues will go into helping communities that lack access to clean drinking water. Currently, we're seeking business mentors with manufacturing expertise to help get our product from the bench to the market. And come check our booth out, grab a drink, and see our prototype, which is producing water right now as I speak. We are OwlSpark, adding an element of adventure to your next journey.
Let's make this awkward and talk about bedroom performance. For those of you who brought kids today, it's going to be a long car ride. Let's face it, every guy has thought about it at one point in his lifetime. Hi, I'm Randy, the founder of and today, we'll be taking a look into a new holistic solution for increasing bedroom performance. In the current market landscape, The solution to erectile dysfunction is the ingestion of prescription drugs, such as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra. And while these drugs have been effective in providing performance in the short term, they do nothing in treating the basic issue. Furthermore, the dangerous side effects that are associated with these medications can include vision loss, hearing loss, and even the worst case scenario, even death. What a way to go out. These side effects severely reduce the quality of life. But imagine a holistic solution with none of the side effects, with the same fun that medications can provide. Well, here at Bloom Laboratories, we've created a new holistic solution for erectile dysfunction and sexual performance using our vapor ball technology. What is a vapor ball? Well, it's simple. Using our patent-pending herbal and chemical mix, we produce a physical ball that, when placed at the navel, emits vapors that are absorbed into the body. The user applies this ball for 14 days every night and discards the used one the next morning. During our initial testing phase, we began with 15 men who either had erectile dysfunction or low sexual performance and were taking Viagra or Cialis at the time. Once they had tried our product, they no longer needed to take medication to achieve an erection. The effects of our product lasted up to 6 months without the need of reapplication. Our product is different from our competitors because, first off, there are no side effects. It's long-term, and it's cost-effective. Currently, worldwide, there are more than 150 million men that suffer from erectile dysfunction, with an additional 35 million men per year experiencing symptoms for the first time. This problem continues to rise through time, and with current projections, it is not expected to slow down. With no prescriptions to be written by a doctor, our product will be sold directly to customers, making their purchases easy and accessible. In fact, our product has a great cost advantage to traditional medication. The current market price for Viagra and Cialis is $70 per pill without insurance. Our product, conveniently, is priced at $50 per treatment, and the effect will last the user up to 6 months. Imagine that, spending $70 for one night of fun, when you could spend $100 for fun all year long. So where are we today? Since our product will be going down the holistic route, we do not need clinical trials to bring our product to market. Currently, our product is going through the final testing phase. We plan on selling our products online through our own website and through Amazon.com in the future. As we grow, we plan on bringing new products to the Bloom lineup that will utilize our vapor ball technology in treating other ailments. This product has been in my medicine has been in my family for generations and has only been discovered and introduced today when I discovered it while going through my family's heirloom. I'm currently a student at the University of Houston and studying the areas of kinesiology and minoring in human nutrition. With the help of my mentors, with decades worth of industry experience, we can treat people to alternative paths. So, how can you help? Currently, Bloom Labs is looking for an expert and partner in marketing and sales. We are also seeking a microbiology laboratory for final product testing. We need expertise on how to bring a new product to market. So come join us today and visit our booth. Together, when we stand united, we can eliminate pain and suffering one ball at a time. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We are going to talk about stress. So if Randy's solution doesn't work for you, you can always fall back on us. Good evening, everyone. My name is Vidya Kirtana, and I'm the founder of Radiate. Radiate is an integrated online system for corporate employees to identify and proactively manage workplace stress. According to recent studies, we are living in one of the most stressful times in the human history. But corporate America, where we spend more than 1/3 of our lives, particularly, not addressing stress enough. Workplace stress is a killer problem. 77% of employees regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress and are less likely to be productive. 550 million workdays are lost each year due to stress. And corporate America spends about $300 billion on stress-related healthcare and missed work. Although this market is filled with solutions with dozens of mobile apps and stress management programs, they fall severely short on three main aspects. One, they require extra time and effort from employees that ironically adds to their stress levels. Two, they involve sporadic assessments such as yearly health surveys and group seminars. Three, there is historically less than 5% participation in these programs because of an inherent stigma that is associated with discussing such topics. Radiate will address each of these shortcomings. Employees can begin to address their stress only when they know the source, and Radiate is going to help them identify that source and tackle it with minimal disruption to their work. It does that by maximizing data extraction from technologies that they already use and wear, such as fitness trackers, smartphones, and some user input such as medical history. It then integrates this data into the platform, uses a smart algorithm, and creates individualized reports that are easy to interpret. A key employee concern is data confidentiality, and we are addressing this issue by clearly differentiating the reports that the employers receive and the ones that employees receive. Employers will only receive aggregated, de-identified reports that they can use to better tailor their training programs and build an attractive workplace for new and existing. Stress management market has a revenue of $730 million and is growing at a steady rate of 3.3% annually. ComPsych is the largest player with 8% of the market share. The rest of the market is fragmented, stable for growth, and offers transformative opportunities to new entrants. By effortlessly and proactively engaging the employees and data confidentiality, Radiate is uniquely positioned to offer a compelling solution in an expensive cost. That's not all. The employers have a cost. For a self-insured company that uses Radiate as a subscription service at a cost of $144 per employee per year, we estimate a minimum savings of $1,000 in reduced doctor visits and lost workdays. This translates into more than 500% ROI for the employers. This price also allows us to operate profitably in the mid-range market. Once again, I'm Vidya, currently an MBA student at Rice University. I have 10 years of work experience developing IT solutions for the technology and energy industry. We have a board of advisors who bring decades of experience in stress management, entrepreneurship, and corporate wellness. Today, Radiate is on the verge of building the first iteration of the product after 3 months of insightful customer discovery process. We are seeking human resource directors from small businesses with 50 to 250 employees who would be eager to launch a pilot program in stress management. Hope to see you all of you at our booth and listen to your thoughts and feedback. We are Radiate, and our goal is to help corporate America de-stress. Thank you.
Last year, I was driving to my sister's graduation when the car directly in front of me stopped. I slammed on my brakes, but when I looked in my rearview mirror, I could see that the truck behind me did not get the memo. I woke up in a pool of shattered glass and smoke, unable to lift my right arm. It was then that I realized that I needed professional help. Like many others who have been in a car accident, I required the aid of a physical therapist. As some of you may know, the road to recovery is not as easy as it sounds. Personally, I struggled going through therapy because of how tedious and difficult it was to visualize my progress. I was feeling discouraged, and every time that I considered skipping sessions, I would think to myself that there had to be a better way. My name is Jonathan Avila, and I'm a co-founder. Our team utilizes virtual reality to improve patient compliance for physical. In the United States, 70% of patients going to physical therapy will not utilize all of their prescribed visits. This is a problem for clinics because their revenue is directly associated with whether or not patients are attending their sessions. If you were to add all of these skipped sessions together, the average clinic misses out on approximately $250,000 of potential revenue per year. This is where our solution comes in. Here, you see a patient utilizing a virtual reality headset in a clinic. Our software addresses the tedious nature of therapy. Our software addresses the tedious nature of therapy by transporting the user to a new reality where we have gamified their treatment. For example, instead of stretching my rotator cuff 50 times like I did in therapy, I could be fighting off bad guys or painting in Paris. The software also tracks positional data. The software also tracks positional data and provides a comprehensive overview of the patient's treatment. This summary is valuable for clinics because it can be submitted to insurance companies for reimbursement. In addition, this process will decrease the amount of time and labor spent on documentation. There are currently a handful of VR therapy competitors in the market who have validated this solution. We differentiate ourselves by utilizing joint tracking with new VR technology. However, our true competition will be the current methodologies that physical therapists use to measure the recovery rate of their patients. Our total addressable market will be the 120,000 physical therapy clinics that are currently in the United States. Of those, we've identified 15,000 in Texas, and our target market will be the 230 clinics that are currently in the greater Houston area. Luckily, Houston is known as the medical capital of the world and is home to some of the biggest names in physical therapy. Our team is looking to partner with research facilities like the Texas Institute of Rehab and Rehabilitation in order to validate the effectiveness of VR therapy. Core Simulations plans to sell VR hardware to physical therapists for in-clinic use. For our software, we are planning to implement an annual licensing model with upgradable environments and exercises. And as VR technology advances, we are planning to release an at-home model so physical therapists can know if their patients are completing their prescribed exercises. For our go-to-market, Core Simulations is planning to pilot our technologies with specific clinics in Houston. During this time, we will be reiterating the program and collecting data. In addition, Core Simulations will be building relationships with clinical organizations like US Physical Therapy and the Texas Board of Physical Therapists in order to gather support and make VR therapy a standard in medicine. Core Simulations consists of 6 VR enthusiasts with experience in virtual reality, augmented reality development, healthcare technologies, and early-stage startups. Early-stage startups. We understand that physical therapy is necessary to regain functionality, and therefore, our mission is to innovate the current treatment process to get patients like myself back on our feet. Over the course of the summer, our team has built 8 VR simulations that focus on range of motion and daily functional activities. Today, we are asking for contacts to clinical directors and researchers in rehabilitation facilities, in addition to professionals who have experience in FDA approval. If you're interested in trying out our simulations, our exercises, please feel free to visit us at our booth and let Core Simulations introduce you to the new reality of therapy. Thank you.
A year ago, I came to Houston to pursue my MBA degree at Rice University. We moved in a 2-bedroom apartment near my school. After securing the furniture basics, I felt something's missing, something that makes this place feel like a home, not just a temporary place to stay. I spent days in different stores looking for paintings and vases, but just couldn't find or get the right items needed. I knew a professional designer would cost me a few $1,000s. Also, getting rid of the item when I move out would be a pain. Today, I still don't have any decor on my living room wall. But what I do have is this great idea for a company. Out of all the target customers I interviewed this summer, 75% of them are just like me, who are reluctant to invest in home decor for short-term rentals. Top 3 reasons are: no time to shop, no design capabilities, don't know what to do with the decor items when they move out. Well, the good news is most of them are willing to pay for a solution. I'm Bo-Jin, founder of Ascent Decor. We enable busy, design-challenged apartment dwellers to rent designer-level decor that reflects their style. We help people to feel comfortable in their own space and allow the space to be an expression of themselves. They can enjoy trendy decorations without a designer expertise, reduce decor shopping time, and won't be stuck with the decor when they move out. In Houston, there are 1.5 million apartment units with monthly rent of $1,800 or more. The annual turnover rates are 50%. Beyond my personal situation, many of the others are young professionals. Our research shows 1 out of every 5 apartment renters would spend at least 3% of their monthly rent on decor. There is an $80 million market in Houston alone, and we have the right products for them. Most of the furniture rental companies offer outdated style and high price points. Our product is a predefined set of decor items that are tailored to the apartment complex and are designed by professional designers. Our product will complement the style of the apartment. There are 2 ways to get our product. To capture market more efficiently, we partner with leasing offices to promote our product. Customers can purchase the product by simply checking the box next to add-on decor option while signing up the lease. If we haven't yet built a relationship with the leasing office, customers can simply go to our website, pick the items, and decor will be delivered in a few days. With strong relationship with leasing offices and decor vendors, we're able to offer our customers 3 decorative packages based on number of pieces, quality, and monetary value of each. All the decor packages include delivery, installation, and pickup services. For a lease period longer than 1 year, customers will receive temporary holiday decorations, such as a Christmas tree, a flag on 4th of July. We will also swap out the decor pieces once a year to keep up with the fashion trends. With the rent-to-own option, customer can assume ownership of the decor after they pay off the residual value if they really like the decor pieces. Our product is a revolutionary product, and in the future, we will provide furniture rental services on top of the decor renting. We will partner with art galleries to display upscale paintings in luxury communities. We will launch dorm packages with reduced feature and price. Also, we'll introduce design consulting services to facilitate customization. Ascent Decor is a dedicated team of 2 Rice MBAs with experience in supply chain, operation, customer service, and marketing. A passionate interior designer will be a great addition to our team. We're also looking for strategic partners to further advance our vision. If you know someone with expertise in warehousing, furniture rental, or property management, please stop by our booth after the showcase. You shouldn't have to make compromises in your own space. Live in style. Thank you.
A lot of people. Wow. Can you imagine having a different device for each app? A device for Facebook, one for Snapchat, one for Twitter, Instagram, YouTube? How crazy would that be? Restaurants who partner with third-party delivery services like Grubhub, Eat24, Uber Eats, and other services experience just that. They have to manage a separate tablet for each individual delivery service. Currently, these orders need to be copied into the point-of-sale system by hand. Performing this tedious process while also dealing with in-house customers is a logistical nightmare. This process involves many opportunities for mistakes, leading to incorrect orders and negative reviews. To get around this problem, restaurants redirect cooks, waiters, or even hire new staff solely to handle these deliveries. But these are just stopgap solutions, and they fall apart during peak hours. My name is Henry Rodriguez. I'm a co-founder of InterOne, and we provide a software solution that consolidates restaurant orders from multiple third-party delivery services and send them directly into the point-of-sale system, removing the need for those tablets. Our software seamlessly integrates into the point-of-sale system, and our intuitive user face requires only minutes of employee training. Orders handled through our software are cross-checked against an existing menu to ensure accuracy. Nationwide, there are over 400,000 orders processed by third-party delivery services, and they're growing at over 21% each year. We would charge restaurants 36 cents per order, and we've started in Houston, where we've already identified at least 3,000 restaurants utilizing third-party delivery services. We will reach these restaurants through point-of-sale vendors and delivery drivers. After gaining traction in Houston, we will expand to Austin and Dallas, then continue nationwide. Currently, we have a competitor that already integrates third-party delivery services into the point-of-sale system. However, due to their inability and inflexibility to process corrective feedback in a timely manner, they have developed a poor reputation amongst their customers. InterOne consists of myself, Henry Rodriguez, who discovered this problem while interviewing restaurants, Joshua Benson Chu, who developed our software's framework, and Joshua Weibling, who developed our software integration methods. We are currently seeking restaurants to join our pilot program. If you know or own a fast casual restaurant, or think you would benefit from our service, come see any one of us today. And remember, with InterOne, your integrations are done. Thank you.
Henry.
This summer, we embarked on a quest to commercialize the technology being developed at Rice University. We had momentum. We won first place at the Rice Launch Competition. We pitched at the Rice Business Plan Competition. And we had encouraging conversations with both institutional and angel investors. Hello, everyone. I'm Samantha Lewis. I've been an entrepreneur for 8 years, and I've started and ran 2 successful companies. Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed, but only found 10,000 ways that won't work." Well, you might be surprised to find that even with all of the momentum we had coming into the summer, we will not be moving forward with our company. The technology we sought to commercialize was a miniature mass spectrometer that was highly accurate, portable, and could deliver real-time data in any location. After conducting 100 interviews, and doing extensive market research, we found 3 markets in the oil and gas industry that fit this technology. The first was downstream. Refineries are losing 10% of their gross margins due to inaccurate and untimely chemical composition data. The second, midstream. Companies, when transferring the custody of their products, like crude oil, oftentimes must pay fees due to delays. At the Port of Houston, 90% of these fees are due to the fact that they don't have accurate and timely sample analysis on the cargo ships. And finally, upstream. Shale plays are complex, so having accurate and timely data in the field for core analysis would allow for more samples to be taken and for the reservoir engineer to better optimize the field development. We validated that these 3 pain points exist, but when we combined everything we learned and applied that to building a sustainable business model, we concluded that for this technology, the product market fit was simply not compelling enough to launch a business. One of the reasons for this was that the alternatives are considered good enough. Furthermore, we discovered that our technology was at least 2 years away from market readiness. Unfortunately for our team, we could not find a pivot, and therefore Spec Mobile is a no-go. Our journey as a team this summer, though, was far from a failure. I appreciate our team's dedication and commitment to working through these difficult decisions. Al and I are recent graduates of the Rice Business School. Al has 10 years of oil and gas experience in executive, project management, and technical roles. My 2 companies have a combined revenue of $4 million and are continuing to grow under their new management. Shruti, Achal, and Zen, all students at Rice University, have skill sets ranging from computer science and chemical engineering to public relations. As we reflect on this summer, there are 4 key lessons we learned. The first, we learned how difficult it is to pull the plug, especially with the amount of validation and momentum we had coming into the summer. Second, we learned that if you're going to fail, fail fast. For us, this was knowing when our persistence was simply an escalation of commitment. Third, listening to what you do not want to hear during the customer discovery phase is key in assessing the viability of your startup. And finally, we learned the benefit of having mentors provide us with reality checks and a fresh challenge to our assumptions. So we're not giving up on startups. Shruti, Achal, and Zen are all returning to Rice in a few weeks with an increased interest in entrepreneurship. Al and I, as recent graduates, are looking for our next startup opportunity. So please, feel free to use us as an example. Mentors, continue to challenge your team's assumptions and help them see through their own bias. Entrepreneurs, continue to challenge your own assumptions. Surround yourself by people who will do the same, and be diligent. Thank you so much for your time. We were Spec Mobile, and we'd love to share more of our experience with you afterwards.
Imagine a billboard that could move itself right in front of your customer's house. What if you only had to pay for this billboard when they were home and could move it anywhere that they went? Hi, I'm Min Chao Ha with Dravidia, and we're here to give you the ability to place your advertisements exactly where and when you want them, along with the ability to track how they're doing. Dravidia provides car-mounted displays that switch what advertisements are being shown as the car moves around town or as the time of day changes. Advertisers only pay for when and where they want their ads to show up. We will be using Uber drivers as initial host for our solution. Unlike our competitors that have static car skins or back-mounted taxi ads that could be on the other side of town, from your target audience, or billboards with huge upfront costs in the tens of thousands that provide little or no data on your hefty investment. On our platform, you can place an ad anywhere a car could go. You could have it in one place in the morning, another in the evening, all while knowing which areas did the best thanks to the data that we provide you. Advertisers place their ad, get their data, and pay, all through our simple online interface that is similar to Google or Facebook's advertising platforms, so anyone can place an effective campaign from the comfort of their phone or computer. Pricing is flexible, so you can split your advertising budget across multiple areas without the need to go through a third party. Our beachhead will be the 12,000 restaurants in Houston that are going to spend $2,000 a year for a total $24 million. After we have a significant user base in this market, we will move to the Houston retail scene with plans to rapidly expand into other high population cities such as Austin and Dallas. Our solution won't damage and is easily removable from the drivers that will have it on top of their cars. In Houston alone, that is 60,000 registered drivers. The team consists of myself, Min Chao Ha, the engineer doing the hardware and software. Camille Madej uses his years of digital marketing experience to establish traction channels for reaching our customers. And Fernando Escucha, who has 5+ years as a restaurant manager and provides us with insight on how restaurants market and what they care about. We are also working closely with mentors that are account managers at advertising agencies to establish competitive pricing. We have 20 restaurants that are ready to commit on our platform, and we will use them as champions to help us reach the Houston market. We'll be using this in conjunction with an Uber driver affiliate program that will allow them to send customers through our sales funnel, all while earning commission. We've spoken to dozens of drivers that are eager to join our fleet. We ask any business owners out there to join us and the many others through our pilot program so we can achieve our milestones quickly. Thank you for listening. We're Dravidia, and we get brands moving.
Hello, thank you for coming out today. I've spent 10 years in the oil and gas industry, managing operations in North America, Asia, and Africa. Too often, I was woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning because a critical piece of equipment failed on location and we were on downtime. My name is Charles Connell, and my situation is not that unique. The oil and gas industry has undergone a fundamental change due to the shale boom. Low oil prices continue to pressure the profitability of companies across the industry, forcing them to run leaner and more efficiently. Hydraulic fracturing trucks, which previously operated for only a few hours, are now required to run 18 hours a day and remain in the field for months at a time. Yet current maintenance practices, which depend on scheduled events, are expensive and simply unable to meet the demands now put on equipment. In fact, only 11% of failures are caused by parts wearing out and are preventable with a scheduled replacement. The remaining 89% is caused by operating conditions. The airline industry faces a similar problem in their low-margin, high-volume operation, and they found out in the 1970s that a static, scheduled maintenance process is unsustainable. PredictMX solves this problem for mobile equipment used in oil and gas by adapting techniques from the airline industry and using operational data to perform condition-based maintenance. We capture the complete condition of a unit using data from sensors already present. Our rugged electronics mounts to the unit and analyzes the available data whenever the equipment is running, looking for specific changes in conditions that warrant attention. Alerts are wirelessly transmitted off the unit so that supervisors on location and managers in the office can make informed, condition-based decisions in real time. This is a major leap forward from how maintenance is performed today. We integrate seamlessly with customers' current maintenance process, allowing them to continue using their existing systems. We work in the background to make their current process smarter. Our comprehensive solution generates savings by reducing on-the-job failures, reducing maintenance costs, and extending the life of assets by performing only the maintenance that is required. Now, some companies provide instrumentation services and will deliver a stream of data to the cloud, but leave the end user to interpret its meaning. Other software companies offer data analytics advertised as condition-based maintenance. However, they don't run in real time, and they assume their customers have access to a rich data history, which most do not. PredictMX is the only product compatible with our customers' existing fleet that provides a turnkey solution. We are focused on hydraulic fracturing trucks used by mid-size oilfield service companies such as Keene Group or C&J Energy. With over 5,000 of these trucks operating in North America, we can save this industry $45 million a year. After proving the value of our technology on frac trucks, we will expand to additional types of equipment used in oil and gas before branching out to other industries which also depend on mobile or remote equipment. As a mechanical engineer and current MBA student at Rice University, I founded PredictMX to solve some of the most common problems I faced throughout my career. I'm advised by Matt Bell, an industry expert with extensive startup experience. PredictMX has a new approach to maintenance which meets the demands of the current environment. We are developing a prototype in preparation for field trials and seeking advisors or partners who are experts in the reliability and maintenance of equipment. If you're frustrated with equipment failures affecting your business, like I was, come speak with me after the presentations. Thank you.
My name is Thomas LaRoche, and I'm a gamer. Video games are more popular than ever, and they can be a great way to interact with family and friends. But for some people, it can be difficult to keep up when learning a new game requires memorizing dozens of movesets and perfectly timed button combos. Traditional party games, such as Super Smash Bros., are dependent on fast reaction times and practiced motor responses. This means that although their simple control schemes allow new players to begin playing quickly, it can take hundreds of games before a new player is able to play on an even playing field with veterans. We are Ocumans, a video game development company, and for our first game, we are providing Cutthroat, a stealth-based local multiplayer game that relies on mental skills rather than mechanical ones, allowing players to participate and enjoy themselves regardless of gaming experience. Cutthroat keeps the simple control scheme traditional to party games, but pairs it with observational skills so that players can become competitive in a matter of minutes. In the game, you identify players by their distinctive movements, which stand out compared to the computer-controlled characters. The US video game industry has risen from an $18 billion industry in 2010 to a $25 billion industry in 2016. Within that $25 billion industry, over 50% of gamers play games in person regularly for an average of 5 hours a week. Indie party games successfully launched within the past 5 years tend to have made between $2 million and $10 million in sales. Our first market is this indie game market, consisting mainly of college gamers. These are the gamers that are early adopters of new independent games, and they will lend us the credibility we need to reach a larger audience. We will follow this up by expanding to families with gaming parents or children. We are reaching our audience primarily through gaming media, such as gaming news sites, YouTubers, and streamers. So far, we have been featured on the front page of IndieDB, an online database of over 33,000 indie games, and have had several YouTubers and streamers play our game for their audiences. I began work on Cutthroat 10 months ago. I worked throughout the school year, adding team members as I went. We first began testing Cutthroat in front of audiences in December. Since then, we've begun promoting the game online through social media and through in-person demos. Over the past few months, we've demoed Cutthroat at 2 conventions and were well received at both events. We had over 500 people play Cutthroat at these events for a total of thousands of rounds of Cutthroat played. In June, we put a free demo of Cutthroat up on itch.io, an online digital game distributor. In the past 2 months, we've risen to the top of our categories. We've also made our first couple sales as people opted to donate to us as they downloaded the game. In October, we will widen our distribution by releasing the full version of Cutthroat on Steam, as well as on all major consoles, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the Nintendo Switch. We are going to sell Cutthroat as an upfront single sale with the later purchases of additional downloadable content for the game. Immediately after launch, we will begin work on the next game with a similar timeline and a similar business model. 20% of game sales are made because the customer liked a previous game from the developer. We are also building customer loyalty throughout the development process by engaging with our followers and responding to customer feedback. We have a great team of developers working on the game. I'm the game's designer and one of the programmers. I've been a hobbyist game developer since the first board game I built for class in kindergarten. Jerron Adams is our lead programmer and sound designer. Nancy Lam is our UI UX designer and programmer, and Minji Kim is our artist and animator. We want you to come by later today and try our game. We'll be holding a tournament where you can win an awesome trophy. We also have info cards at our booth with instructions on how to download the game. So please, download Cutthroat at home tonight and share it with your kids. If you usually have trouble playing their games, this is your chance to show them up. Thanks for your time, and we hope to see you at our booth.
Good afternoon. My name is Benjamin Emily, and I'm with Bold Power. And I want to know, what do you think about when you hear the word chlorine? If you're anything like me, you're thinking about summertime and swimming pools, right? Fact is, and although we don't come in contact with chlorine, it's used everywhere. More than 13 million tons were produced in the US last year, supported over 10,000 products and services, and contributed over $30 billion to the US economy. It's more than just swimming pools. It's used for things like PVC pipes, pesticides, and even the Tylenol you take for pain. The point is, chlorine is an important part of our lives. And so today, I want to talk about how chlorine is made and how Bold Power is going to make this process more efficient. Okay, the picture on the left shows a chlorine plant with the reactors lined up across the floor. These reactors produce chlorine gas, and they contain thousands of membranes stacked in lines. The membrane is the most important part to producing chlorine gas. The picture on the right shows how these membranes are installed into the reactors. The membranes use power to break down salt water into chlorine gas and other byproducts. This process works somewhat continuously, but after 3 years, and due to corrosion, it looks like this. This is a big problem for chlorine producers. Corrosion and the cost of power to produce chlorine gas can both be improved if the membrane is enhanced. An enhanced membrane will use less power and save chlorine producers a lot of money. And we know this will work because we've demonstrated it in the lab on another process. We got a patent on the process, and the technology just recently won a $50,000 Tech Gap Award from the University of Houston. And we're confident that it will save 10 to 15% of energy produced during chlorine production. At least 10% of 10% efficiency improvement will equate to over $500 million of global energy savings. And there are other benefits too. A longer lasting membrane means less downtime. This will save chlorine plants over $1.5 million per year. Increased lifetime of the membranes means chlorine producers will have to buy less membranes every year, and this equals up to $2 million per year per plant. In safety, less manpower equals less accidents. The team today pulling this together is myself and Dr. Anima Bose. I am a seasoned entrepreneur from the startup community with over 19 years of experience with advanced energy and material companies. Dr. Anima Bose is a tenured faculty member with the University of Houston, the brains behind the technology and the name on the patent. Today, our first ask is getting help to establish relationships with a VP of operations with a major chlorine producer like Olin just down the road in Freeport, Texas. And 2, we're asking for engineers who have experience building chlorine reactors to contact us today. We are Bold Power, and we're earning money by saving power with advanced performance polymers. Thank you.
What was the last piece of art that spoke to you? What if all art could speak to you? Take the Mona Lisa. Did you know the Mona Lisa is a combination of female and male models? Da Vinci believed perfection comes from the union of both genders. This type of intriguing detail empowers people. It's why all schools, museums, hospitals, and businesses must tell the stories of their collections. And it's why Power Audio Tours exists, to speak to the head and the heart of every visitor, one story at a time. I'm co-founder Sheila Mayfield, and we create the best audio guides because of the type of content we can efficiently deliver. Museums have trouble increasing visitor attendance, keeping up with our growing language-diverse population, and maintaining old equipment. We solve these by greatly enhancing the visitor's experience through audio guides. Our tours run on the visitor's own cell phone. They're available from any place in the museum simply by using the posted QR code or the URL next to the object or artwork. They can be accessed in many languages, and it typically takes less than a week to develop using modern, low-risk, and cost-effective technology. We start with the existing artwork description, add our own research and a narrative format. This creates a compelling one-liner up front, followed by many more intriguing details. And we believe that this way of increasing the visitor's experience will increase museum attendance, both by return visits and word of mouth, as well as boost sales in the gift shop and increase museum memberships. Additionally, we provide management with quantified feedback indicating which artworks visitors are most attracted to and how long they spend with each. Our customer is each of the 11,000 museums in the United States that's large enough to support an audio guide. Of these, only a third already have audio guides, including just 4 in Houston. And it's no surprise, because traditional audio guides cost $30,000 to produce, versus $4,600 for our highlight tours with 10 stops. This makes the entire market in the United States for traditional audio guides $90 million. We plan to capture 500 museums here in Texas within 5 years. Our model has 2 income streams, consulting and technology. On the consulting side, we create content and develop tours on a fee-for-service basis. And on the technology side, we offer third-party web hosting subscriptions for $150 per tour per month with no upfront fees. So with our 500 museums, we will generate over $1 million in gross revenue annually. And to secure customers, we will first use direct sales to target 84 Houston area museums with our credibility enhanced by our website that has links to our existing tours, as well as one that's already completed in 3 languages. Once we have established trust with 5 to 10 core customers, as evidenced by repeated sales, we will reach out across the United States to the remaining museums by exhibiting at national conferences and leveraging social media. And to do all this, our team covers the overlapping worlds of technology and the arts. Eve brings finance and IT consulting from her experience while working at Ernst & Young. Tiffany brings editing, reading, writing, and research from her experience at Mary and Betsy bring us research, writing, editing, and project management expertise. And I will focus on sales. So, if you have a passion for museums, if you would like to have the intriguing details of artworks and objects accessible to everyone, the best way you can help us is to help the museum. Please consider making a $150 charitable donation to the University of Houston's Black Art Museum, Rice University's Fondren Library, the Permanent Art Collection Tour, the Houston Bicycle Museum, or a passion project of your choice. Please see any of us after this presentation to get started, or email us now. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bradford Day, and I am one of the founders of DermaVision. And we are envisioning a world without bed sores. So some of you may have heard the term bed sores, but what are they? Well, bed sores are wounds that occur on the skin of bedbound patients at common sites of pressure, such as the lower back and heels. They begin as seemingly innocent-looking rashes on the skin, but if left undetected, can progress rapidly to a fully penetrating wound that exposes a patient's bone. And as you can see behind me here on the screen, at this point, they're extremely painful, highly susceptible to infection, and very costly to treat. There are over 2.5 million bed sores that occur every year, and over 60,000 deaths are directly linked to their occurrence. And the costs to treatment can be staggering, ranging anywhere from $20,000 to more than $150,000 per injury. And those costs are non-reimbursable, which means they're borne by the hospitals. The current approach to preventing a bed sore is a visual skin assessment and rotation of a patient every 2 hours. But that frequency is rarely achieved, as nurses often have busy schedules and other pressing priorities. In addition to this, those visual assessments are subjective and prone to error. This all increases the chance that a bed sore could become life-threatening. But DermaVision has a solution to this problem. We have developed a disposable optical sensing patch the size of an iPad. And when placed over common sites of pressure, it monitors tissue alterations on a minute-to-minute basis, immediately alerting nurses of any impending bed sore. Our patent-pending patch eliminates the needs for busy nurses to perform those periodic visual assessments, and we expect to detect 99% of all hospital-acquired bed sores at stage 1 or 2 when they can be treated inexpensively. Because once a bed sore has reached stage 3, on average it costs $43,000 to treat. But with DermaVision Smart Patch, we'll detect those bed sores at stage 1 or 2 when they can be treated for roughly $1,000. So if you add up the number of bed sores a large hospital sees in an entire year, that equates to a savings of more than $5 million. We are currently testing our prototype on healthy human volunteers at our lab at the University of Houston. And once we have validated that device, we will begin preparation for clinical trials and FDA clearance. The team at DermaVision consists of 3 highly dedicated scientist engineers: Dr. Luca Polonini, myself, and Tom Simchick. And we're here today seeking contacts with chief nursing officers and clinical nursing leaders in order to establish partnerships aimed at the collection of clinical data. We are DermaVision, and together we can make bed sores a thing of the past.
So we're waiting for Kelly to get mic'd up back there. We needed to use the mic that Brad had on him. Oh my God, where's my mic? So I'll just stand here. Here she comes.
All right, can we get another round of applause for those startups? We hope you enjoyed the Red Labs and OwlSpark pitches, and we hope you especially enjoyed those pictures of bed sores. We put them intentionally right before the food and drinks so we could really ramp up your appetite. But before we get to the food and drinks, we want to thank our partners, sponsors, friends, and family, because without them, none of this would be possible. To the friends and family of the founders, it takes a truly special support system to do what you do. And we know you've sacrificed a lot in the pursuit of their dreams. So thank you. To the Houston community, thank you for your unwavering support. This is a truly unique environment, and we feel honored to be a part of it. Thanks to our partners, Brookfield, JLL, J. Tyler, TMCX, Station Houston, and last but certainly never least, Tips Treats. We also want to thank the universities for their support. At Rice University, we want to thank Tom Kraft, Michael Kane, the Rice Center for Engineering Leadership, the Rice Alliance, and Rice Engineering alumni. You've all been instrumental in the deployment of OwlSpark. And at the University of Houston, I'd like to thank the C.T. Bauer College of Business, and I want to extend a special thank you to the Wolf Center for Entrepreneurship for their endless support. This year, we lost one of our greatest benefactors, Melvin Wolf. And I just want to take a moment to emphasize what an impact his and his wife's support has had in the lives of these founders and all of the students in the Wolf Center for Entrepreneurship. I've seen firsthand what an incredible and life-changing experience they enabled for these students, and I know that their kindness and generosity and support will be felt for generations beyond just the students' lives he touched.
To our men's club of advisors, on both sides of the equation, a heartfelt thank you. Brad, Kaz, Tom, Dave, and Ed, thank you so much. Thank you for your vision, your support, your patience, your counsel, your sense of humor, but mostly thanks for your wallet. We couldn't have done this without you, so thank you. Leadership team. Steve Jobs once said, when you surround yourself with good people, you don't have to baby them. By expecting them to do great things, you can get them to do great things. On the OwlSpark side, I want to make sure I acknowledge the support that we received this summer from our OwlSpark team. Both Jessica Fleener and Haley Hart are really great people doing really great things. And their flawless execution is what got us here today, and it's what got you here today. But I'm not going to lie. There were times when I felt a little like Moe in a Three Stooges episode between Larry and Curly with some of the shenanigans that we went through this summer. But I will say that they are both a blast and a half, to use a Haleyism, and I'm going to let them figure out which one is the half. Andrew Most is a junior at Rice University studying political science. Maybe I really meant to say that. Political science. Funny thing about Andrew is that he was always the first to arrive at the design hive every day. Even when I got there early, Andrew was always there. And I'm thinking to myself, this is one of those, go get it and bring it back kind of interns that are really motivated to do the things that we need for them to do. But what I found out was he just needed to get his car off the street by 8 a.m. every morning before it got towed. But it was really great having him on the team. He had a special knack for both motivating and hurting some of our stray founders. Paige Nicolau. Paige is somewhere between her junior and senior year and majoring in economics at Texas A&M University. Got one. Thank you. And I say somewhere in between because even Paige is unsure of her classifications for reasons that she's not even sure of. But Paige was introduced to me from a friend of ours in the community, Charlie Nunu, when he sent me an email asking me if I would be interested in having a free intern this summer. He described Paige as someone who's free of charge. And I'm like, well, free is good. Who's looking for a professional experience. Well, I really wasn't sure I could do that for her, but we tried really hard. And someone who's not afraid of taking out the garbage. Winner! So we brought Paige on. It was a smart hire. She did a great job organizing all of our social activities and our lives, basically. She is one classy, sassy Aggie. And I've had the privilege of working with her this summer.
And on the Red Lab side, I'd like to thank our Assistant Managing Director, Kyle Dixon. Kyle, you've mastered far more than just the pensive gaze and perfect hair. You've been a tremendous help and a wonderful support to Red Labs. Thanks for your commitment, mentorship, and willingness to help in any way you could this summer. I know we asked beyond the duties of your job sometimes, including learning new design software very quickly and with little notice, and manual labor and moving assistance. But we definitely would not have had the same experience without you, and we definitely wouldn't have had furniture. And thanks to Greg Wright, our entrepreneur in residence, who started on this Red Labs journey at the very beginning. He spent countless hours mentoring teams and tweaking pitches. He also spent countless hours confusing founders with his dry humor, as we tried to figure out if he was joking and often couldn't tell if he was or not. Thanks for all the laughs, I think, Greg, and we're really grateful for all that you do. Before we wrap up, I'd like to ask you all for one more thing. We all want this entrepreneurial density in this community, and we're all trying to do our part. And we're asking the audience that they consider how to do theirs. As Brad Feld has observed, the diversity of things people are interested in doing is what makes a startup so rich. The number of things people can do to impact a startup is infinite. If you put energy into the startup community, you'll get back much, much more than you put in. That is actually a paraphrase that Carrie told me about. I take it to mean that there are a lot of different ways that you can contribute. And if you believe you can help in any way, let us know. Our success will depend in large measure on our ability to unite in support of a common vision for our community. Thanks again for joining us for the Bayou Startup Showcase. Please join us in congratulating OwlSpark Class 5.
Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze. Awesome. All right.
Now, come to the showcase and we'll buy you a beer.
Thank you all so much. We did it.